Hey, welcome to Late Night Football Talk. I'm your host, Nick Manzaro.
Co-host Drew Loach.
Today we're going to be going over the Monday night games, Tennessee Bills,
Vikings, Eagles.
and then we'll go over the Steelers Browns on Thursday, and then we'll go over this weekend's games.
Sounds good.
Please subscribe. You can catch us at YouTube, Late Night Football Talk, on Twitter, Late Night Football Talk, LNFT podcast. On RSS, Late Night Football Talk by LNFT. We are now on Google Podcasts, Late Night Football Talk. We have an Instagram page, also Late Night Football Talk, and we'd appreciate any subscriptions.
Yeah, definitely.
Enjoy the show.
All right, so let's kick it off. So we had some two games on Monday night. We got the Tennessee and Bills, Vikings and Eagles. I guess we could start with the Bills and Titans.
Yeah, what'd you think of that?
Oh my God, I just feel like the Bills are just gonna. I think they're gonna go undefeated this year.
I'm a little nervous as a former Patriots fan, but mainly a Tom Brady fan. I'm if they go undefeated, I might be. I'm rooting for Josh Allen right now, but at the same time, I'm not rooting that hard. All right.
I mean, let's just talk about something. I mean, what did he throw? He threw for 317 yards.
It's like weekly.
He's
Guy's
not
a
slowing
beast.
down. He's not slowing down. Needless to say.
Yeah, he's a stud.
And Stephon Diggs caught 12 receptions, 148 yards, and 3 touchdowns with an average of 12.3 yards per catch. He is just playing different. How do you slow him down?
I think if he doesn't get hurt throughout the year, that might be it because he ran less last week or
Yep.
Monday night, whatever.
Yeah.
Injuries. I mean, that's the only way, right?
Yeah.
What scares me is they don't even have Tre'Davious White yet.
Yeah.
You know?
I didn't even think about that.
Their best defensive player is not even there.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, Von Miller's having his time now, but he's an older player. Later in the week, later in the season, he's going to start to get a little sore. Kind of like Matt Judon last year. I know he's not an older player, but you see how I think he had too many miles on his legs. You know what I mean?
I understand. Yeah, and then we got Derrick Henry, 13 carries, 25 yards, 1 touchdown. He is looking average this year.
Dude, I have him for fantasy, as you know. And I think that was literally the first drive.
Yeah, and he didn't do much. And I think last week he also got thrown around too. It was really strange.
Yeah, it's driving me nuts. I don't know if the average career for a running back in the NFL is 2 years. So I wonder if maybe it's just getting to him now. He had that injury last year, the lower body leg injury, or was it foot?
It was ankle injury.
Ankle, okay.
Pretty sure.
But he came back later and it didn't do jack in that playoff game. Tannehill's average, but even who's that rookie they got this year? He's a big guy. Why do I want to say Willis?
Yeah, Melky Willis, is that?
Okay, something like Mac Willis. Does that sound right?
Yes.
Anyways, we know who we're talking about. Yeah, he didn't have a great day either. But it's his first year. It's whatever, right? Anybody.
Yeah, I mean, not to mention
He's a physical guy, though.
How much faith do you have in Tannehill as
I have
a
zero.
franchise quarterback?
I have zero.
Because
He's a stopgap guy. Why do they even still have him?
here's a funny stat for you.
It's like Jimmy Garoppolo at this point.
Here, funny stat. Stephon Diggs,
Yeah.
12 receptions, 148 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Tannehill, 11 for 20 completions, 117 yards thrown, and 2 interceptions. He did not throw 1 touchdown.
What about last week? Did he have an interception too?
I believe so, yeah.
I mean, his throwing's never been a strong suit.
No.
Now, they're a running team, so maybe that's what they wanted. They wanted a quarterback that is going to be happy with him not being the show, you know?
Yeah.
He still got paid a lot of money.
But with Derrick Henry looking average, what do you do at that point, you know?
He has to not be average. I mean, I think their whole team depends on him. Their defense doesn't look as good. I mean, I know Kevin Byard's a top guy.
Yeah.
And he's been, top 3 safety in the past 4 or 5 years or so.
Yeah. It's funny. I actually was talking about this with my brother-in-law. The defense for Buffalo, it's like everyone's a pass rusher now on defense ever since Vaughn got there. they're just steamrolling. They're having like
They're on their toes
fun
too.
but they're fun to watch.
Oh yeah, they're fast.
They're it's a quick, like the games just fly by when you watch them. It's like it's crazy.
Yeah, and I mean Josh Allen slings it, but when you have a quarterback that like when he puts basically no pressure on the defense, what pressure do they have? They don't have to worry about we need this stop or we're going to lose this game.
Correct. I mean, because Josh Allen's throwing for 317 yards and 4 touchdowns.
It's a little bit like when Brady and the Pats, right?
Yeah.
I mean, defense. Like we had multiple years where we had shit defenses.
Correct.
Of course, we always lost later. Now they have a good defense.
Yep.
They have really good players. Von Miller's really paying off for them right now.
Very well.
But they don't have any pressure on him right now.
I mean, they'll be.
He's
even
lighting
more
everyone up.
I mean, they're going to be more scary if Odell signs there.
You think he will?
I don't know, because what was he doing on the sidelines? Hugging Brady, rubbing his shoulders.
Yeah.
I know you like to see that.
I thought that was a little awkward. I mentioned this in the last podcast that he's like an LSU fan, or he went to LSU, right?
Yeah.
Didn't like him, Landry, that's how they're all friends and stuff?
Correct.
Did Burrow go to LSU? That's where he went, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Where he won the national championship?
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he was handing out money at the national championship too.
He got in huge trouble for that.
Yeah. Well, now they're paying him all, so it doesn't even really matter.
Yeah. I know.
It's only when they say it's okay.
Yeah, for real. All right, so let's move on. So takeaways from that. You think Tennessee's going to continue this trend of losing, and do you think Bills are going to continue to steamroll the way they are?
They were the number 1 seed last year. I think they're going to just be average above average. No longer are they going to be the number 1 seed.
You're talking Bills?
Tennessee,
okay.
Tennessee, yeah, because that's what you asked me, right?
Yeah.
Tennessee, yeah, I think they're going to be. They're just going to be regular from now on. Like they're not going to be the number 1 seed.
Okay.
The offense is going to still run through Henry. Yep. They'll figure out their,
It's only week 3 coming up.
Exactly.
Plenty of time.
And the Bills are no joke, right?
The Bills.
Who was their week 1 opponent?
They were the Rams at home.
That was for the Bills. For the Tennessee. I'm talking about Tennessee.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Let me look real quick here. Tennessee. Oh, the Giants. Okay. That was Dayball's mirror. He's on 2-0 right now.
Yeah,
so,
correct.
Apparently
Giants are looking good.
Apparently they're starting to look really good too. I don't know. It's really, to me, it could go either way. But my gut tells me they're going to be middle of the road. What about the Bills?
Yeah. What do you think?
MVP. I think he's going to be the MVP this year.
I don't know.
I would love for my guy Brady to be MVP, but, I'm watching this guy. He's... All right, so I know that as a Brady fan, Brady doesn't throw the best ball. He throws awesome. He's an elite passer.
Yep.
And when you need it, he'll get it done.
Yep.
And he'll always find a way. His timing is impeccable. He looks a lot but I'm still objective. I can still tell that Aaron Rodgers throws a better ball, right? Mahomes, when he has that flick his wrist stuff, running to the side. Mahomes has. Allen has that to me. He can, but he can also hurdle a guy, and then hit a linebacker or two, and then drag him in like Gronkowski over the first goal line.
Josh Allen's very scary, and he could be MVP. But later on, I want to get to something on that because I do have a question for you once we get to that team.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so again, I think especially Tre'Davious White, he's probably gonna be coming back in the next month and a half.
Yep.
I think they're only gonna get better. Okay, so you want to go to the
Minnesota and Philly. We got Philly. Eagles flying, man. 24-7. Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson looking average that game against Darius.
Do you believe in Kirk Cousins?
Come on, it's Kirk Cousins. Does anyone believe in him?
I'm not a huge Kirk Cousins fan. I am a Justin Jefferson fan. I don't know what he had. I don't know what his problems were last week, but
he had
Slay
6 receptions and 48 yards.
Darius Slay, right?
He freaking locked him up, and not to mention, let's just talk about the QBs.
He's also their whole offense. but he's turning into their main offense. Jefferson.
Yeah,
I know their Dalvin Cook run.
Well, here's the thing, and I'm not just saying that because I have Thielen on my fantasy. All right, but Thielen, if you watch some of that game, I don't know if you were working or not, or just listening on the radio, but Thielen and a couple of these other guys are wide open, and he's just trying to force it to Jefferson. I'm all for giving Jefferson the ball, let him go up there and make a play. You're paying him the money. He's your number one guy. But, like, at what point do you start slinging it to these other guys that are open, that can make the plays? Every pass that was thrown to Thielen, I think except for one or two, he caught and was just, like, making it look easy out there.
They can definitely fall into that trap because also, I mean, Dalvin Cook's probably going to get the first and second down, right?
Yes.
And then they're going to, like, third down, okay, who are we going to? And they're just going to probably huck it to Jefferson.
Correct.
So they'll fall into that trap.
But even Dalvin Cook, six carries for 17 yards.
It's the defensive line of the Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, last week they didn't do much either. But then you talk about Kirk Cousins, 27 for 46 for 221 yards, 3 interceptions, 1 touchdown last week. Jalen Hurts, 26 for 31, 333 yards with 1 touchdown, 1 interception.
They're an up and coming team, so I mean, I'm high on the Eagles.
Yeah, they're 2-0.
I'm also. I'm not. I don't think the Minnesota Vikings are going to win any awards here. I don't think they're going to be. If they're playoff, they're like wild card.
Yeah, I would agree.
I even think Aaron Rodgers might still win the division. I just don't think he's going to go anywhere.
Correct.
We'll be on that game.
Yeah.
Well, more later because we got the Bucks Packers game later. We're going to be talking about.
Yep.
So yeah, we can. If as far as I'm concerned, we can go to Steelers Browns. I think we pretty much have the idea of what that game is going to be like. You know.
Yeah.
Philly's going to be a monster.
Yeah. So yeah, moving on.
AJ Brown.
Vikings are looking not too good. Kirk Cousins not looking the greatest. Except for the first game, he did. You know, Justin Jefferson did go off. They did still. They did win, but I need to see more for Kirk Cousins.
They weren't covering him that well.
Correct. And then Philly. I mean, Eagles flying, man. Their defense, it looks great. Their Jalen Hurts looks great, and
I think I'm pretty sure Minnesota. I believe they took Lewis Cine from. I forget where he went, but two guys I liked. I wanted the Bucks to take Lewis Cine and Nakobe Dean went to the Eagles, I believe. So I wonder if those two teammates were talking about stuff, kind of like battling off,
Yeah.
But okay, it's my bad. Go ahead.
Nah, you're good. So we got Pittsburgh 1-2, Steel City lost to the Browns.
Yeah.
Browns are
looking good.
Browns are 2-1.
I wrote a bunch of notes for this one.
Yeah. So you
this
want
is
me to
fresh
start
on
off
my
with the
mind.
QBs or?
What's that?
You want me to start off with some QB stats, or you?
Yeah, give me
got
some
something?
QB stats. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so we got Michael Trubisky, 20 for 32, 207 yards with 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. And then you got Jacoby Brissett, who's looking very, very good this year.
What the hell happened to him?
I don't know, steroids or something.
No, but
in
like,
that water.
all right, when the Pats drafted him in like 2016,
I was high on him.
You were, because I wasn't.
I was high on him.
We still had Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
Oh, shut that one off for me, buddy.
Yeah, where that's coming from.
So I was not high on him. I was still a Jimmy fan, and I was like, oh, this guy, he sucked at throwing. When I was watching him in the preseason, I was there at training camp that year too.
Yeah.
I was like, man, this guy's got a lot to learn. I just don't think he had the confidence.
Yeah.
And then he really gained confidence that year that Brady was suspended. I think it was 2016.
Correct. Well, that's when Garoppolo went out with his little finger injury and Brissett stepped in.
Garoppolo, he'll be injured in like a couple of weeks. I mean, we can talk about it later, but I mean, Garoppolo doesn't. He's injury prone, and he doesn't even play. He has something wrong with him. He doesn't play. It drives me nuts. Yeah. I'm more of the guy where I actually like when I hear about like Brady. Oh, I had a torn rotator cuff, and you didn't hear about it until the off season.
Or torn MCL or something like
exactly.
That.
I mean, you hear about it in the off season, but there's nothing to talk about in the off season. That's the time when you bring that shit up, right?
You're recovering and getting your body ready for next season because it's a lot. The travel, the hits, the practices,
exactly.
Everything.
But Jacoby, he was slinging it the other day, and he was hitting them fast.
Oh yeah, he was. He had 21 for 31 completions, 220 yards. Not the best yards.
No, but the game when you watch the game, it looked way better. It's because of the run game.
Yeah,
because
Nick
both
Chubb
and Hunt, they almost looked I don't want to say identical because obviously I know Chubb's like really good and a
Number
little
one
bit
in
better at
fantasy
this
right
point,
now.
but I mean, they're flying.
Yeah,
Their O line was looking really good. One of them got hurt though.
Yeah.
He came back later, I think. Though.
Yes, yeah. But Nick Chubb, 23 carries, 113 yards, 1 touchdown. Kareem Hunt, to be honest, I get scared when Hunt takes the ball away from Chubb because I have Chubb in fantasy, obviously. But this last,
you can't be biased here. Let's just.
I'm not. But when Kareem Hunt was running against Steelers, he didn't do much. 12 carries for 47 yards. He's on the goal line, and they gave him 2 chances to get it in. They put Nick Chubb in, and he just jumps right in.
Yeah. Well, he's been jumping a lot. I get a little worried about that.
You see, he was benching, squatting 700 pounds.
Well,
Nick
he's
Chubb.
a thick boy.
Nick Chubb.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
You know what's funny is I was watching the podcast of Bussin'. It's a I've mentioned this before. It's a what the hell is Dave Portnoy's group?
Oh, that's the pizza review guy, right?
Yeah. Barstool Sports.
Yes,
I think
Barstool.
it's a affiliate of them. And Leonard Fournette was on there. I think he recorded it at his home. And anyways, he was talking about how not to get too off topic here, but he was talking about how Nick Chubb or someone was behind him. And he's like, I'm better than Nick Chubb. And it just made me think like, oh, I don't know. I mean, I like Leonard Fournette, but Nick Chubb looked really good. He's only getting better.
He's crazy.
And I actually like that. I would love for Baker to succeed.
Yep.
I don't.
Quick stat too on Nick Chubb pulling up.
Yeah, I have nothing against Baker, but they look better without him.
Yeah, and not to mention,
can you imagine when Deshaun comes back?
I feel like if they're rolling,
Do you think Do you think he's gonna be the same?
No, I don't, because he looked horrible in preseason, and he was playing. Let's just say against people that didn't know if they were going to make the cut or not.
Yeah, but did all the first team guys play?
Yeah. Well, no, it was just Brissett and I think Cooper played too. I think. But
Cooper looks good.
Yeah. But
Dallas misses him.
I don't know why they gave him up, but I will say, you're saying Nick Chubb's getting better, and I compared to last year, I mean, he definitely is. Carolina, he had 22 attempts, 141 yards. In New York Jets, he had 17 carries for 87 yards and 3 touchdowns. He punched in 3 times.
The guy looks awesome. Well, now the offense is him, really.
Yeah.
With the minor exception of Kareem Hunt coming in for
and Cooper taking, when they need that.
But
Cooper looked great.
Oh yeah, he looked really good.
I don't know why Dallas would
give
him up.
I think all right. This is my thing with Cooper. He's on his 3rd team now. Was it 3rd or 4th?
3rd, I think.
I think it was Raiders.
3rd.
Raiders, Dallas.
Yeah.
To now the Browns, correct?
Correct.
He always looks good his first year. I think he gets complacent. When people start doubting him, he gets traded. He starts being like, "Oh, fuck you! I'm gonna show you."
Yeah.
And you could just tell. There's games when he was on Dallas and Oakland, and it's probably gonna happen when he's on the Browns. Just non-existent.
Yeah.
Just completely nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Now, even against competition that's not, those DBs are not Darius Slay. They're not Ramsey.
Correct.
They're not top end. But
Steelers defense also lacks a lot without TJ Watt.
They missed him like crazy.
I mean,
now, even the first week when TJ Watt went out, they had 3 or 4 interceptions.
Correct.
And then the Pats, this defense still looked okay.
Correct.
I mean, both offenses kind of sucked in that game. So I was thinking, all right, the Steelers aren't that bad.
Yep.
That Pickens catch, though. Jesus.
Looking like Odell. Odell actually tweeted that.
I did see that. Yeah, that is nasty or something, or filthy or something.
Correct.
Yeah, that's good. That's actually, because they're comparing it to him, I actually kind of like when a guy's like, hey, he's giving him his props too. Mm-hmm. Not like my catch is better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Like that to me, I think Odell's doing some growing up.
Yeah.
And that's what I think he kind of needed a little bit.
Correct. I like him a lot. And I'm excited to see him get healthy and get back in the game because I like watching him play. I really do. I do enjoy watching Odell play.
No, I don't. Yeah, it's only when he's not playing the Bucks.
Yeah, correct.
At the Rams game, I gotta be honest, I was like,
Tom Brady might be throwing to him and Julio with Mike Evans. That could be dangerous.
Yeah, but do you think it'd be the same this year? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Chris Godwin hasn't come back yet.
He did, and then he got hurt.
Well, hamstring. Yeah, but I think it's because he's overcompensating for one spot.
Correct.
You get a bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
when you tear your right ACL, you just shred your left leg because you're using so much of it.
Yeah.
Ninjoku, holy shit, that guy looked like he looked like Kelsey out there.
Yeah, he did.
What was his stats for the game? Do you have those up?
Yeah, I got that. He's got a touchdown, 89 yards, and 9 receptions.
Guy looked awesome. I mean, he looked like Waller, in some of his moments.
He's a good piece. He's a good piece, seriously. And
I know I should have grabbed him in fantasy. God damn it. I thought about it,
I know,
too.
there's a lot of players where it's like...
I grabbed Hunter Henry, and the guy hasn't done jack for me.
Hey, I can trade you Evan Engram. We can talk later.
Yeah, okay.
But this is something I really wanted to get to.
Yeah. Hit me.
Next. So moving on. Steelers, they're not looking too good
Well,
right now.
yeah, okay, yeah, go ahead, yeah.
And Browns, you had a couple more takes on that?
Yeah, I just think they're like a dual threat, and I'm just looking at my notes. It looks like Brissett's development. Almost everything that we brought up, that's pretty much it. It's Brissett's development. They kind of have like a dual threat. Their defense didn't look bad either.
No.
I know. Who's the guy? Is it Ward?
Yep.
He had a penalty, but for the most part, he did pretty good.
Yep.
Those Steelers receivers are no joke. Those are. I think they have. If they just didn't have such a. I don't want to say a bad quarterback, but a quarterback that could direct the ball. Like if Aaron Rodgers is ever going to leave Green Bay or any of these top end passer guys.
Yeah.
Hell, even Matt Ryan would do better than Trubisky. Yeah. Trubisky's got the running threat, but I just don't think I think he lacks it mentally to like process everything.
Yeah, I would agree.
And he just doesn't have the accuracy for me.
And to touch on something else, Najee Harris, he's also not looking great too. 15 carries, 56 yards, 1 touchdown. I mean, the touchdown was a given. They were on like the 1 or 5. But, not to take that away, he did kind of muscle that in there. But at the same time, I want to see him get more into the action.
Hey, yeah, I would love. I mean, they need a good run game that sets up play action. It does everything,
Correct.
Hey, one of the things I wanted to bring up was the announcers really bashing Brownie the Elf. What do you think about that?
No one likes that.
What do you think about it?
I think that I think if the fans voted for it, yeah, sure, go for it, but don't call yourself the dog pound and put a fucking elf on here.
Well, did they get rid of the dog pound completely?
No, it's still there.
Oh, it still is?
Yeah, they have it. They have it up.
I thought they were getting rid of it to transition.
No, it's still up.
Huh. Okay. I mean, I actually don't. If they just have to go one or the other.
Correct.
I actually don't mind it.
Correct.
Because I don't like the Browns as a name at all.
Yeah.
The dog wasn't bad.
I thought the dog worked for them.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
So
like I said, there's only so much you can do with the Browns.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just the team owner's name, right?
Correct. Whatever.
But I think the Browns are going someplace. And hell, at this point, even if they just kept Brissett and he just keeps playing how he is, they're going to go somewhere by the end of the year.
Yeah, and I don't think you put Watson in if Jacoby Brissett stays this hot and they keep winning. If they keep winning, you keep Brissett in. You do not put Watson in. I don't care how much money you paid him.
Yeah.
Because he's
until
he
looks like the same, right?
Correct. He's the one for 11 games that's creating all this chemistry with Chubb, with Hunt, with I almost said Chase Claypool because I'm reading it, but Mari Cooper and David, the tight end. Njoku. I can never say that properly, but yeah. So
I wrote it down. Don't worry.
I have it right here too. But I just feel that if Brissett is winning for the next 8 games, 9 games, you got to keep the hot hand,
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So I guess we'll move on. So, if that's all right with you.
Yeah. So let me just say, what do you think about the Steelers so far? And what do you think about the Browns? Just give me what you.
Steelers. I don't see them making playoffs at all.
No, I think this might be the first season that he goes below 500.
Correct.
Mike Tomlin.
And which I think they said this is if he did, this would be the 12th year of him being a head coach with a never losing season.
Yeah, he's never.
Correct.
And he's the first coach. Yep.
So.
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, even Belichick
Mike Tomlin's
sucked.
a good coach. He just gotta go out there and find the right pieces. He's almost there. You just gotta get a better quarterback. And I think that rookie they should put in. As far as the Browns go, I think Browns they're the sky's the limit for them. If Brissett keeps like you said, on paper it's like 200 yards. But if you watch the throws, if you watch how he played, if you watch how quick he was getting rid of the ball, you keep him in.
Yeah, he was reading. He was very comfortable.
Correct.
That's the best way I can think of it.
Yeah.
he was extremely comfortable in their offense, and he wasn't there last year, was he? Wasn't he? Why do I want to say he was with the Dolphins?
I think he was. He was with the Dolphins.
Yeah,
He
so
was. Him and Tua were kind of going at it for QB.
well, Tua was injured, right?
Correct. But then he came back in, and then they were like, "Oh, we're gonna roll with Brissett." Then it was.
But first
we're gonna
season,
roll with
he already looks
Tua.
better than Baker, to a degree. I mean, I don't want to go crazy here, but
Yeah. We'll see.
But he looks
Give
pretty
him a
good.
game or two.
The Steelers' defense they should be really good
Yeah,
with Watt or not.
I would agree.
Okay, so I agree.
So I guess we're good with them.
Yep, we're good with them.
All right.
So
So
want to start some of the previews?
So actually, before we get into so the first preview I'm getting into with you is the Bills and Dolphins. But before we just dive into that, I just want to talk about something.
Yeah, go for it.
Tua. We talk about Josh Allen being MVP. We talk about Mahomes. I think a sleeper MVP, if he keeps it up, is Tua.
You think so?
469 yards, 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 36 for 50 completions. And pretty much the fourth quarter, all this was done. And to beat the Baltimore Ravens, who Lamar Jackson threw for 318 yards and 3 touchdowns, Tua threw 6 touchdowns.
Hey, just talking to the mic a little bit closer. Yeah, I can see you fading a little bit. Yeah, no, I mean, that's going to be tough, Drew. I got to be honest with you.
So I was just wondering what you thought about that as a sleeper candidate for MVP.
I don't think there's a chance in hell.
I don't know, Tyreek and Waddle, the best duo in the
That
game.
I mean, that makes his chances a lot easier. And if I would say if you're that comfortable with it, maybe you make a sports book bet. But I don't know. You know what? I just don't think he has all the tools. I've almost seen enough.
I say give it another. I say so.
He's not bad.
So go into the preview. What do you think
Josh
about Bills
Allen
and
looked like
Dolphins?
shit the first.
Correct. But now we have Bills and Dolphins, two very high-powered offenses throughout the weeks. And
Okay, if he comes out looking like 430 yards against the Bills, I might really start to raise my eyebrows.
Yeah, because Bills, they're playing at Sunday 1
I don't know how
p.m.
good Baltimore is. I know the Pats are not that good.
No. Pats are going to get steamrolled by them, but
By
yeah.
the Bills? Oh, yeah. They're gonna get killed.
What's your prediction? What are you going for score here? And that game is Buffalo at Miami, it looks like.
I was going to say, what? Buffalo at Miami? I'm trying to find the schedule on here. 1 second. That's a 1 o'clock game?
Yep.
Buffalo, I'm going to say 31-21 Buffalo.
Buffalo? Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to say...
You know what? 31-17 Buffalo.
Yeah, I was going to say it's going to be somewhere in the 30s for both teams. I couldn't tell you on this one.
I'm going to make sure I notate this down. I guess I can just listen to this, but I'd have to timestamp it.
All right.
All right. I see Kansas City on my schedule. Kansas City
I don't
versus
have them yet.
Colts.
Are they a late game?
No, it's a 1 o'clock.
Oh,
You think the Colts are going to
I
bounce
see where
back
you're
this
going.
year?
What was that?
You think the Colts are going to bounce back and show us something?
Here's the thing about the Colts. I have fantasy. I have Jonathan Taylor.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah. Thing I don't like is the O-line is not protecting Matt Ryan and not giving Jonathan Taylor the holes he needs. If you look at it, without Pittman last week, all they had to do was stop Jonathan Taylor, and they did a great job at that. And Pittman being hurt is obviously hurting them. But I don't think the Colts are going to bounce back this week against a hot Kansas City Chiefs.
The Colts line's not playing what they should be playing.
Correct.
That being said, the last 2 games I've watched of the Chiefs, their defensive line, led by Chris Jones, has looked really good.
Correct.
Their offense is taking a step back. I haven't watched enough Colts to know how. Did you watch the last?
Yeah, when you get
2
an
games?
upgrade in a quarterback and a Matt Ryan,
Yeah.
Matt Ryan's a great quarterback.
Yeah, he's on the back end, but he should be more
correct.
than serviceable.
He's a good passer. I'll give him that. He's great. But the thing about it is, if you don't protect your investment, and these guys aren't protecting him, they're not giving him time in the pocket. He's consistently getting hit, consistently getting ran out of the pocket. What do you do? What do you do? We're going on the 3rd week now.
Yeah, you're just gonna lose. I mean, they have to get it together. I mean, they have one of the what's his name's like the best offensive guard in the whole league.
Yeah, for instance, a little off topic, but Patriots, what was it their first week? Mac Jones is running. Mac Jones is getting hit. Mac Jones is getting laid out.
Yeah.
That next week they played, that line protected Mac Jones.
Well, you throw screen passes.
Correct.
You know, you throw the screen, they're running for nothing, right?
Correct.
So they're going to slow up. They're going to hesitate.
Correct.
That's something you can do.
Correct. But you could tell they worked on their offensive line. Like, hey, we need to protect Mac. We got to give him time. Or we're not
Nelson.
Move the ball.
I don't know why I was having a hard time remembering his name.
Aguilar?
No, Nelson, the offensive guard. The guard from Colts.
Oh, okay. But, yeah, it's the biggest thing is they made those adjustments. I need to see that from the Colts. If they could get adjustments, get Jonathan Taylor working, and get Pittman back and healthy, they'll be in better shape. But it starts with protecting Mac Ryan.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Ryan.
And I mean, he's a lot less mobile. He's getting up there in age. No, I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
What do you Chiefs? What do you think for this game in general? What are your thoughts on the Chiefs overall? You were in the last two podcasts. What do you think?
Yeah, Chiefs. I like. Mahomes is obviously Mahomes. He hasn't stopped doing what he does.
He's been looking
I'm just gonna pull up a
good.
quick stat on him real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
I have it on my phone. Sorry.
I know. My thoughts are, the offensive looks stagnant at time, but he's so explosive in certain moments where, you know, it looked a lot easier when he had Hill.
Yeah.
He was going down the field a lot more. Kelsey, you know, even in the last game they played, he got on a free play. He got like 25 yards, and basically they ended up getting in the red zone for the touchdown for that. It's just one of those things where I think it might catch up to him when he's actually has some heat on him.
Yeah. So this is the stat I wanted to bring up. Mahomes has not slowed down. I thought without Tyreek Hill, they were doomed. I really did, because Hill is very quick. He can burn almost any DB.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
And when he goes to Arizona and throws for 360 yards and 5 touchdowns, and then goes to the Chargers and throws 235 yards and 2 touchdowns, he's not slowing down. You know, they're not slowing down without Tyreek at all. Obviously, different defenses are going to try different schemes, and he might look a little bit worse than he did that week, or look a little bit better, whatever. But
I want to see him from behind.
Correct.
I want to see what happens.
And that's what I want to see too. But if I had to go, I'm gonna.
They have to face the Pats. Or now, okay, the Colts are designed, like, their team structure is the perfect design team to beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Run the ball, which is exactly what the Browns did to the Steelers.
You run the ball.
They stay on the sideline.
Which it looks like they want to get Hines in there because that's what they said. And you get Jonathan Taylor a little bit of rest, and you just run down their throats. They'll win that game. But you gotta make sure you contain Mahomes, because Mahomes is Mahomes. You can't take that away.
He's still. I mean, he's still an elite thrower of the ball. No, I understand what you're saying. It's just, you know, I'll tell you what, Valdez-Scantling has done jack for me in fantasy.
Yeah, your fantasy team stinks, but who's counting? Me. But yeah.
I'm having a bad year so far. Let me tell you.
Listen, when you're ready to give me Lamb, I got you.
He's been horrendous for me. Okay, so we'll make these a little quicker. Give me a prediction. What's the score?
All right, so Chiefs, I'm gonna go 14-30 Chiefs. If they don't get their shit, if the Colts didn't get their shit together, that's what I'm going for.
Give me that again.
Huh?
Say that one more time.
I'm gonna go 30 Chiefs, 14 Colts.
Okay. All right. I think I'm gonna go. I don't know why. I just want to do another 31, but I'm gonna go 31-6. They're gonna get 2 field goals.
Oh man, don't say that.
I think that's what's gonna happen to the Colts. I don't think they're getting anything.
All right.
So let's go to the next game.
You wanted to speed this up a little bit?
Yeah, let's. So I'll give you 3 more. I'll give you 4 more games. You just give me the score. Texans Bears.
Texans Bears. I'm gonna go Texans 14-0.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
If you want, obviously you can give me like a one-liner on what you think the game's gonna be about.
I'm gonna just leave that one alone.
Okay. My score for that is gonna be 21-14 Texans.
Okay.
Okay, Saints Panthers. That's a division matchup. Division rival.
I'm gonna go Saints here because Christian McCaffrey apparently is hurt, even though he said he's good to go.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go with Saints. Let's go 27-7.
Now I would love for the Panthers for Baker to show me something, and he's a rival of mine. But so are the Saints. So I'm gonna go 24-10.
Okay.
Saints.
All right. Hey, Nick.
Yeah, go for it.
Green Bay Bucks.
I'm gonna give you one more game before that. I might go off on that one a little while.
Yeah,
okay.
because there's something I'm so happy we're doing the podcast.
I'll give you the time. All right,
I got something for you.
All right, Raiders Titans.
Raiders Titans.
Yep.
I'm gonna go Titans.
Okay, give me the score.
14-7.
14-7.
Yeah.
Wow, you don't think the Raiders are doing anything, huh?
What
Do you think Josh McDaniels is going to go 1-3?
He's gonna have 5.
I think the Raiders win this.
He's gonna be begging back. to Bill
27-21 Raiders.
Belichick. You're nuts. He's gonna be begging Belichick back for his job.
Oh, no way. All right. Well, you know what? I say we do the Patriots Baltimore.
I don't want to talk about it.
Give me the score. Talk about this game. This is a local game. We're New England based. So you're a Pats fan.
I'm gonna have to say
You know, this is one that you don't have to. You can give me the score, but then elaborate. This is a good game. This is a game that a lot of people are going to be watching in this area.
14-30 Ravens.
Really? Well, yeah. Okay, so
Here, but also I'm on the fence.
so 30-14. I would say.
I'm on the fence, right? Because I don't know how true it was, but I did see a report. I think Adam Scheffner sent it out on Facebook.
Yeah.
And yeah, sorry, I have a stuffy nose. I apologize.
About Miller, Lamar,
Yeah. You hear
his elbow brace.
No. He got a tattoo apparently.
Oh, he did.
Yeah. So apparently it was a sleeve tattoo. If I understood what I read correctly.
You can't do this in the fucking off season. What the hell's the deal?
It's a contract year. And he didn't
God.
throw a single pass this week in practice.
He didn't.
That's what I read.
Oh, okay.
That's what I read the other day. So that was Wednesday or Thursday. I haven't checked it this week, if I'm being honest. I mean, Friday. It was either Wednesday or Thursday. They were talking about how he did not throw a pass.
Friday's usually light work, anyways. Walkthroughs.
Correct. So
okay. So you're feeling confident, is what you're telling me?
yeah, I think Lamar's gonna go off, pending that arm.
Okay. I gotcha.
What do you think?
I think Baltimore wins 21-17 or 21-20.
Ooh, I like that actually. Yeah, I like that.
21-20 Baltimore. That's right. And I think it's going to be close.
Yeah.
But I think Baltimore's just going to get it done. I think now it's at Patriots or New England, so
Correct.
I mean,
And it's our first home game too.
They have to travel. The crowd could be going pretty good if it's the first home game.
You know what? Book that. I like that.
21-20?
I like that.
You
Book
still
that.
think Ravens are winning?
Yeah.
All right, I think they're going to win, but I just don't completely believe in Matt Patricia just yet. I know they had a good game, but it's the Steelers. Baltimore, they come into New England. They're not afraid of you.
Yeah.
Lamar is looking to show up. He's still good.
Myers is hurt though.
What's that?
Jacoby Myers is hurt, which maybe we'll see a little bit
He'll
more
play.
of Devontae Parker.
He'll play.
Huh?
Oh God, don't do that.
Or Kendrick
Mr.
Bourne.
Pick.
Or Kendrick Bourne. You know what I'm
You
saying?
see a lot of him. Every time he's on the field, Mac throws to him.
Yeah, so
He makes plays.
so it's just
We're saying that. Do they say that?
correct.
That's where it comes down to. Can they just put their ego aside and just do what's best for the team?
They have to. Belichick's gonna get out of his head of, oh, I'm not gonna play this player because he did this or he did that. You gotta do what's
Malcolm
best for the
Butler,
team.
i.e., Super Bowl.
Correct.
God damn it.
Fucking asshole.
And then Malcolm Butler, have some pride.
Yeah.
I'll fucking come back here. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
He sat you in the Super Bowl. The guy's bawling his eyes out. I feel bad for him. And now I got to defend him.
I was called Bill Belichick and been like, hey,
Ugh.
what are you doing to this guy?
All right. Man, we got to go through a bunch of
All
games.
right. Can I jump into one real quick?
Yeah, go.
Cowboys Giants. I wanted to talk about this for two reasons. Well, one reason. What's up with Jerry Jones saying possible that Cooper Rush might be their QB1?
Because he might be. I mean, all right. So
He says he's open to a QB kind of like.
well, Dak just
Shoot
didn't
up.
look as good. Did you happen to see the last 2 episodes?
Of this?
Yeah. You were probably listening. So you were. You've told me before. So
No.
whether
Yeah,
you watched the whole thing, I just don't know if you
Correct.
caught this exact segment.
Correct. That's what I'm getting at.
So I'm really high. I'm high on Rush already. I think this guy looks pretty good. As soon as I had texted the our previous guest Joe Pinto, appreciate it for Joe for coming on.
Yeah, I
last
appreciate
two.
that.
He'll probably be on future episodes. I had texted him like he already looks better now. They were playing the Bucks, and I was like, wow, he's already moving the ball. Dak wasn't even moving the ball. Now I don't know if maybe Dak already had a hand injury before that game. Something tells me I bet
Get
you.
rid of him. He's a bum. He hasn't done anything. Him and Zeke. It's Pollard's time. Jerry Jones, if you're listening, which you're not, start Pollard, get rid of freaking Zeke, and start Rush. Enough of this Dak.
No,
and
but
Zeke
Rush looks pretty
thing.
good. But let's see him again. He's got such a good defense. I just don't know. You know, every team that comes in there, they're like running for their life because Micah Parsons is a monster.
Yeah, you know,
Diggs is taking a step back this year, though.
correct. Yeah.
Or he's not getting the picks.
Yeah.
And go. Okay, yeah. So we're back. We had some technical difficulties. Diggs is not getting the picks he used to. You know. So, but we can move on from that game. What's next on our list here? Let's bang through these.
Just Green Bay Bucks.
Okay, Green Bay Bucks.
I was teasing something earlier about the Edelman thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
So what do you think? Edelman upset about Cole Beasley. Brady not calling.
I don't know why the fuck he didn't call. It's like I was on Inside the NFL. I know exactly what we're talking about. He said he heard about it and that he doesn't know why he never got a call. Call the guy. Call him, would you?
You think he's healthy enough? You think he's still in shape enough?
I think it's a little too early. That's probably why. I think it's a little too early, and I think they should get him and Gronkowski. How do you think that game goes?
Bucks against who was it? Green Bay, yeah. I don't know. Tampa's beaten up right now. Mike Evans suspended for throwing Lattimore. Julio Jones.
Scotty Miller's going to be a big
Godwin.
addition there. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to have an easy time throwing on our defense. I think he's going to be pass rushed a lot.
I'm saying Green Bay wins.
You are? What score?
27-17.
27-17. Okay. All right. I might do a small video later, kind of as I think about this a little bit more. But I'm thinking it's going to be 27-24 Bucks, or 21-17 Bucks.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm thinking. So yeah. All right, we'll call it there. Appreciate everyone for checking in. Listen to us. You can catch us on most likely Saturdays are posting. We're recording Friday nights, and we're recording Monday night. That'll probably be posted either late Monday night or Tuesday. And like I said, you can catch us on YouTube, Google Podcasts, Instagram, RSS, and most of your providers. So check us out, and we really appreciate you guys checking in. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.